Now is the time to work even harder to provide each child in our public school system with a world-class education. That is what is required if we are to compete in a global economy. Now is the time to continue to keep our promise of affordable, accessible health care. The government, through the Minister of Health, has met with stakeholders in this regard. So watch this space. Now is the time to help seniors who own their own homes and who need financial assistance. Minister Blakeney is on the case. And now is the time to continue to support our Bermuda College in its efforts to make itself more attractive to international students. Great for learning and great for revenue. Thank you, Dame Minister Smith. And now is the time to use the Price Commission as an effective tool to seek new and better ways to help our people, to help Bermuda's people, to find ways to make the cost of living more affordable. Our Constituency 12 PLP candidate is one of a 3-member unit who serves on that Price Commission. And you already heard he has heart. He has heart. And I trust he and the rest to do the necessary. Now is also the time for us to consider how we can ensure that in these trying times, our financial institutions are even more responsive to the needs of the people. And now is the time to encourage new industries that are environmentally sensitive and sustainable in terms of a green economy and green technology. And Minister Walter Urban is keenly and passionately interested in delivering on this. Now is also the time to continue to provide incentives to tourism and international business, so they are seen as careers with a future for our people. And the Minister of Business Development and Tourism, as well as the Minister for Economy, Trade and Industry, are working tirelessly to that end. And now is also the time to demonstrate that we are prepared to go after new markets, whether new air links, whether new cruise links, and new business markets. So I will actively follow up with the expression of interest and the outreach made to me by one airline executive who wishes to expand into Bermuda. And what I will say as a teaser is that the Minister of Transport, Minister Lister, greeted me as I came in and said, "I have some good news, but you can't tell anybody yet." So he is going to tantalize you as he told me that some good news is on the way. But let him have his moment in the sun to tell you about that in due course. Due process will be followed, but if you snooze, you lose. And now is the time to continue to tell the Bermuda story of entrepreneurship and an enabling environment that is welcoming to business players and that glories in the spirit of adventure and innovation. And now is the time to also show off our local talent, whether it be culturally, whether it be entertainment, whether it be artists, or whether it be our local fashion designers. And this government will actively work to support them. So the time is ripe, and we will be batting sixes. And it will need more than money. It will also require a renewed sense of responsibility from all of us to renew our spirit, to renew our country. So let's renew our commitment to put and get Bermuda back to work. Let's renew our commitment to economic justice. Let's provide new hope for the dignity of work. And let's offer new hope for a stable economy. And listen up, Minister De Silva, because I know you embrace this. Let's resolve that the state of a family's health shall never depend on the size of a family's wealth. A state of a family's health shall never depend on the size of a family's wealth. And our energetic Minister of Health is being activist in seeking to address some of the nuisance problems for the people in terms of the funding of health care. Now is not the time for small plans, and now is not the time to slow the pace. There is so much to do. There are so many children to educate, and an economy to help fix, and people to assist. And each of us has to do our part to make our homes and our businesses more efficient. And we have to create some more ladders to success. You know, governments do not make children do their homework. Parents do. Mothers and fathers have to provide more responsibility. Individual responsibility, mutual responsibility, and collective responsibility. And each generation has a rendezvous with a different reality. So stay the course, share the hope, and keep your eyes on the prize, because we are more than conquerors. I have read the Bible story of the Good Samaritan, the good neighbor, the one who didn't cross the road to avoid someone when they saw them in need, even if that someone didn't look like him. And that is often the Bermuda story. Traditionally, we have been a community where we give what little we have to help someone whom we see struggling. We've listened to stories of young women. One in particular told me her story. She looked at the face of a work colleague when she came in one morning, and something made her follow her and follow up and ask if she was okay. That woman, her colleague, burst into tears as that simple act of kindness and caring of her work colleague caused her to share her hurts. She was a woman who had been the victim of sustained domestic abuse. People have hurts, and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And there are people who care in this community. There are agencies who care. There is a government who cares. Talk to the Minister of Youth, Families and Sports. His day is an endless stream of reaching out to help those who need help. I listened to the story of a young man who told me he wasn't able to get a job because he didn't have health insurance and that he couldn't afford yet to pay for his HIP premium till he first paid his child support. I listened to a young woman who told me she was moving out of Bermuda because she hadn't been able to find a job. I listened to some of the young people who say they are not proud of their country. And I listened to a young teacher who said that she's working in the private sector but will return to teaching because she has a passion of it, and that as she sees conditions continue to change, she will be back. I listened to a young man who said that he wants to be Bermuda's first poet laureate, but that he wants us to recognize the dignity and value of the arts.